What is going on, everybody? We are here. We're live for episode 2 of Paging Dr. Bob. We got a bunch of things to discuss, a bunch of topics that were sent through Discord. So, if you would like to be involved in any future episodes of Paging Dr. Bob, my personal talk show, quote unquote talk show, where I just discuss topics that people in our community would like me to discuss. You know, typically stuff we wouldn't usually talk about live on the podcast. Topics that maybe aren't even video game related or pop culture related, just stuff people want to hear my insight on. So yeah, if you are interested, join our Discord. There's a channel in which you could submit articles, videos, tweets even. Ideally, I would very much prefer if videos weren't 12 minutes or like 40 minutes long, because I'm not watching all of that. Reg, thank you for the resub, baby. But yeah, short videos, articles I can breeze through, tweets, anything like that works. So yeah, we'll get right into it. The first topic we have today, brought to us by Lundo. Streamer CodeMiko banned from Twitch for the third time. Shout out Dexerto. Great website. But V-streamer CodeMiko gets banned for the third time. Nobody actually knows why. There's rumors speculating maybe she used that very delicate S word. I can't say it, but it begins with S and rhymes with limp. You can do what you want with that. People are speculating that that's why she got banned. Nobody knows for sure. Others are speculating she got considerably drunk on stream with Pay Money Wubby. Fucking love Pay Money Wubby. But I don't know. Nobody knows for sure. Some are speculating it's a permaban. I don't think so. I don't think we'll find out what the reasoning is. Or if we do, it won't be for like a week. And if that's the case, she'll come back. I'm pretty sure she has like a regular talk show with guests on and whatnot. So, I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Well, hold on. Streamer has to be banned 3 times within 3 months to rack up a perma. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, she'll be fine. Not a big deal. Well, we might find out. Honestly, we might not find out. Who really cares? Next topic. I believe this was brought to us by Fiona. Yes. F2D2 wanted my impressions on the upcoming Mortal Kombat movies. So, I'm loyal to the soil here. I liked the original live action movies. I didn't think they were that fucking bad. Yeah, they're cheesy and they're fucking corny and people really don't like what they did to some of the characters. But for schlocky, shitty action fighting and like super over the top CGI, I don't know. I like the originals. Yeah, the first one was definitely better than the second one, but they're the same thing. It's shitty, cheap, lowbrow action, and those are my favorite types of movies. Like, I watch the worst, shittiest, poorly produced, low-budget horror movies maybe twice a week. So who the fuck am I to judge a shitty movie adaptation? You know? I watch Full Moon Classic movies like all the time. And they're horrible. But I still love watching them. This month, EW is offering exclusive looks to more than a dozen anticipated movies. This new take on Mortal Kombat revealed in EW's exclusive first look photos. It's a blood universe. We did a bit of research, and the kunai is actually an ancient Japanese gardening tool. So one of the earliest shots in the movie is a kunai blade being used as a gardening tool by Hanzo's wife. Okay. I don't care about, like, this information. Good job, I guess, for doing research. I don't care. I want to see people fucking rip like spinal columns out of bodies. That's what I want to see. I want to see a big fucking claymation dragon bite someone's fucking head off. That's what I care about. I don't care about, yeah, exactly. I don't care about historical accuracy. I don't give a fuck. I want to watch people battle to the death. 10-minute opening sequence kicks off. Feudal Japan, don't care. 2 actors known for the martial arts prowess. We meet Cole Young, a wholly new character to the Mortal Kombat world, played by the actor and martial artist Louis Tan. Woo assassins into the Badlands. First of all, Into the Badlands, awesome fucking show. I never finished it, but I watched I think there were maybe 4 seasons, and I think I watched 3 of them. I should probably finish that at some point. But yes, awesome fucking show. I don't care, like, honestly, I kind of don't care who the new characters are. Genuinely, I don't fucking care. Because when it comes to, unless they're creating a franchise off of this, does it really matter who the new characters are? Because the people who are watching it are there for the fan service, like sub-fucking-zero. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody cares about whoever Cole is. Unless they plan on making a franchise out of this, which, okay, sure. You establish a main character for a franchise, and then you build upon that. So, if this is just a one-shot movie, and they're establishing a main, like, protagonist that nobody knows, I feel like that's kind of stupid, and they should have just used Johnny Cage. He could have just been, yeah, exactly. He could have just been Johnny Cage. Exactly. Jax, a Special Forces major who bears the same mark as Cole. All right, so at least most of the, or a lot of the fan favorites are coming. Also, that has to be Shao Kahn, and that has to be his hammer. Tan is familiar with the idea of legacy. His father, Philip Tan. I don't care. Don't care about Cole. That's going to be Sonya. That's going to be Johnny Cage, I think. Cole is certainly something fans haven't seen before. Yeah. I don't even think fans want that. Okay. Does he have a beard? I can't tell. He pulled from UFC, Salt of the Earth Grit. Okay. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. I wanted to make sure that everyone respected them. Yeah, I don't care. Don't care, don't care, don't care. Fatality. Okay, this is, whatever this is, I hope it's fucking important. Fatalities, as in the dramatic finishing moves from the game that often involve severing someone completely in half or ripping out someone's spine, will be realized for the first time in a Mortal Kombat movie. Good. Good. This is the type of fan service you want to be giving to people. This is good. There's some crazy fatalities. We picked up a couple iconic ones. Spinal column being torn out. There's a lot of really cool signature moves, a lot of Easter eggs that we snuck into the film. They're brutal. They don't know. They don't hold back at the same time. Want to get in. He didn't want to get into NC-17 territory. Dude, the only way. How would they even step into NC-17 territory? I don't fucking know. April 16th, though. That's not too far from now. That's what, 2 months? No. January, February, March, 3 months. Not bad. I don't know. I'm excited for it. I'm going to watch it regardless. Even if it's fucking bad, I'm going to watch it. Like, I don't care. Yeah, but high-level gore is so fucking subjective. Because high level gore, you see high level gore in fucking Saw movies. You see high level gore in Hostel. Those are rated R movies. Granted, there had to be edits to some of them. But, like, I don't know. Make it as fucked up as possible. How about that? You make it as fucked up as possible, and I'll pay twice as much as I normally would. How about that? If you make me vomit, I'll pay you 3 times as much. I'm excited for it, honestly. Even if it's bad, I don't care. I'm going to watch it anyway. Next topic. This is from you, Reg. CyberPunk's launch and ongoing fixes investigated by the Consumer Protection Agency. So, I have spoken ad nauseum about Cyberpunk 2077 and how poorly CD Projekt Red released this fucking game. So, with that being said, I want to make this one quick just because I've talked about it a ton. In Poland, apparently their Consumer Protection Agency is willing and potentially going to fine CDPR 10% of its yearly income, right here, 10% of its yearly income, because of how poorly they marketed the game, how poorly they reacted initially to the refund system. What else? Approach to refunds, being investigated. Yeah. I mean, I think this is all related to... Oh, it's definitely the console versions, for sure. Like, look at what's... Sony still hasn't put it back on their store yet. I think this is probably one of the main reasons why we see CDPR make so many apology statements. Oh, we're so sorry about this. Oh, we're going to be moving forward with this fucking layout to fix all of these issues. Yeah, we get it, dude. We fucking get it. You guys got caught doing shady shit just like every other giant fucking corporation. You guys got paid big bucks. This is what happens. You know, you let all the board and the executives tell you how to fucking release your game, and this is what you get. This is what you get. You gave it to Capital Greed. Good job. 10% of its annual income, though, is that's pretty fucking big. And the problem with that is I don't want that to negatively affect the developers themselves, because it's not the developer's fault that a shitty game got released or an unfinished game got released. It's not their fucking fault. You know, it's bullshit. What's up, Brad? What the fucking Brad with the resub. What's up, King? If this fine comes into play, like, they should fucking take it out of the executives' pockets. That's what they should do. 10% of their annual income, that should come straight out of their fucking board of executives' pockets. It's that simple. They're the reason why the game got rushed. Not the developers, not the creative teams. It's the fucking CEOs and all the fucking bigwigs that make all of that fucking money. The report adds that the refund policy organized in the aftermath of the launch could still be deemed unsatisfactory, leading to those measures. Yeah, obviously. Obviously it's unsatisfactory because they overlooked Sony and Microsoft when it came to refunds. They didn't even communicate with them until it was too late. That's why it got pulled from the fucking Sony store. Made it from Silver 1 to Gold 3 in 4 days. Oh boy. Dude, I'm so fucking burnt out from Valorant. There have been reports of internal conflict. Yeah, no shit. No shit there was internal conflict between the devs and the leadership teams. Because the leadership is making all of that fucking money. There's going to be fucking internal conflict. I fucking hate this. I hate it so much. Ugh. Yeah, they didn't say anything to Sony or Microsoft, and this is what happens. Like, this is the shit. This is the aftermath that they should have expected. It's that simple. So, ideally, this 10% fine comes out of all of the fucking executives' pockets, which it won't. It'll affect all of us here at CD Projekt Red. It shouldn't. It should. Oh, we're so troubled to find out that we're being fined 10% of our yearly income. It's greatly going to affect all of our team. It fucking shouldn't. Okay? Fuck the executives. It's their fault this game got rushed. Fucking hate it. Ugh. Kenny wanted me to talk about Star Wars Battlefront 2. I haven't played it yet, but it was free on Epic. It might still be free on Epic, so I downloaded it, and I plan on playing it for sure. But the game released 3 years ago. Dude, we talked about this for so long. Like how Battlefront 1 released, it was a giant fucking joke. Battlefront 2 released, also a pretty big fucking joke. But Dom talks all the time about how they continue to release good content. And if they continue to release good content, and they're not making it like a monetary, bullshit scheme for you to get to it, good on them, okay? But the fact that it's now, or could potentially still be free to play on Epic, huge. That's fucking huge. I think EA is making good moves, honestly. They're doing good by their consumers right now, at least when it comes to Star Wars. So, after Jedi Fallen Order, I was fully on board. Like, look, if you can give me a good Star Wars experience without fucking just grasping at my wallet, I'm all for it, Like, these updates, huge. They're huge to keeping your player base. These updates, huge to keeping your player base. As shitty as the fucking movies were, still good to engage your player base. I think they did everything right. Honestly. What's up, Kim? I genuinely thought they did everything right. I don't like that fucking hat. The same goes for... So, Battlefront 2 literally is in the same boat as No Man's Sky, Fallout 76, Final Fantasy 14. Like, all of these games that launched so poorly, you know what I'm saying? All of these games that they fucking face-planted right out the gate. The developers, the teams behind them, picked them back up, put them back together, and then also continued to add everything they possibly could think. Like, anything you could think of. Look at all of the fucking updates that came to this game afterwards. Yeah, they fell flat. But there's still a player base now, especially with it being free to play. I think EA, again, I think they did right by their consumers. I thought I would never say that. In no point in my life would I ever say something like that. But they pulled it off. So good on them. Good on them and DICE. All of this being said, I don't know if we're ever gonna see another EA Star Wars title now that every other developer or publisher has access to EA, has access to Star Wars again. So maybe we'll get a Jedi Fallen Order sequel. That's kind of all I can see. Maybe Battlefront 3? I don't know. We'll see. This might be my favorite topic, honestly. Because I am a huge fan of short linear games. And I cannot do gigantic open world games anymore. Because my ADHD doesn't fucking allow me to do it. Also brought to you by Kenny. What happened to linear games and are they due for a resurgence? What happened to linear games? Well, when it comes to video game trends, one giant thing picks up steam every other publisher tries to follow suit. So, when you look at some of the biggest giant open world games that released, what happened afterwards? We got even more of them. Oblivion releases. What happens after that? We get Skyrim. We get 3 more Fallout games. We get every developer creating a massive open world game. Fallout 2 becomes successful. What happened? Or Fallout 3 really pushed a lot of that success, actually. But Fallout 2 was still not Fallout, Far Cry. Far Cry 2 and Far Cry 3 really pushed, like, some of the boundaries. Or was it not Far Cry 2 that did it? I don't fucking remember. Regardless, Far Cry 3, these games essentially established the layout for what is a successful open world game. What is a successful open world game? Well, regardless of monotony, regardless of how gigantic a map is, as long as there's engaging content going on and taking place in between point A, point B, if you have a dozen side quests in between, or maybe you have random interactions in between, as long as you have engaging content going forward, you'll keep some players engaged. However, you still have people like me who want to just complete the fucking game. I just want to see what happens at the end of this game. That's basically it for me. Until, I get fucking distracted. I'm 5 beers deep playing on a Friday night. I get distracted by 12 separate fucking side quests, and then 5 hours is gone. But what happened to linear games? I don't think they went extinct. I don't think linear games went extinct. I just think they get vastly overshadowed when it comes to open world games. I used to tell Dom all the time, if you want a good relatively on rails first person shooter, Metro games are perfect for that. Granted, I think the most recent one was semi-open world. I think there was a hub base to it. But yeah, I don't know. You might be still seeing huge budgets around these things. You might still be seeing even 20-hour campaigns moving forward for linear games. But I honestly think that the open world formula is so dry at this point. Like Far Cry, what is it? Far Cry 5 and Far Cry New Dawn? Is that what it is? Far Cry New Dawn? Yeah. Like these games, they follow that fucking formula too closely. And what happens with that is people just get burnt out. Like, I would love to see a statistic of how many people who bought these games actually finished them. How many people do you think got through the entire campaign of Far Cry 4? I fucking did it. I got through like 30% of it. So I want to see the data for how many people complete these huge open world games. And then I want to see the data for how many people 100% these fucking games. Because those people are psychopaths. I didn't even get into this fucking article. This topic is important. Especially for like the future of gaming. A large proportion of video games are large-scale open-world giants with a huge amount of content, massive time sinks for our limited daily hours. Yeah. 30 to 40 hours of playtime minimum to witness and complete the majority of their content. Yeah, I agree with that. That's too much of an investment for me for the most part. 80 to 100? Yeah, this could be on the fucking low end for fully completing a game. This is from 2018. Dude, 2018 was essentially the fucking pinnacle of this. The established norm saw linear roughly. Yep. Yes. Killzone series, God of War series. Yep. These games reached the height of their success because of the work and love that was invested into the single-player campaigns. They were relatively short, but they were packed to the rafters with quality and care. Exactly. Look at God of War, what, 2016? 2017? 2018? I don't remember what fucking game it came, what year that came out. But it had a semi-open world hub to it in the center of the map where you could explore and like upgrade shit, do bonus quests and side quests, but it wasn't an open world game. It was just a hub world. That's one of the greatest games I've ever played. Easily one of the best games I've ever fucking played. It took me maybe 20, 30 hours to beat. I don't remember. And I almost 100%ed it. I just didn't want to keep fighting all the Valkyries. Yeah, The Last of Us, God of War. Each of these games was worth more than the price of admission, $50 to $60. I agree. Fully agree with that. So what changed in the intervening period between 2013? Yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Fallout 3, Skyrim. Granted, I genuinely think it started with Oblivion. More games appeared to flood the market. Onwards. Watch Dogs, garbage. Division, Witcher 3, pretty fucking good, but way too fucking big. Assassin's Creed, Ghost Recon weren't immune to the lure of open world design. Yeah, no shit. Look at all the open world Ghost Recon games that came out that fucking sucked. The scale and sheer level of adoration of huge video game landscapes can also be reflected in the Game of the Year contenders of the last few years. Horizon, Fallout 4. Fallout 4 was a good game, but I don't know if it was Game of the Year. Assassin's Creed Origins, Witcher 3, Breath of the Wild, Phantom Pain, Final Fantasy 15. I still think it's so hard to give a massively like wide open world game of the year. Because I understand that there's so much focus that goes into everything, but when you dilute that focus across so many different things going on in one game, I feel like you don't get the most out of everything. When you have a shorter, compact game that's straightforward, you know what you're getting into when you get into it, and you're there for that fucking tight-knit story, that emotional ride, that story-driven, like dialogue-driven gameplay. Like, you know what you're getting into, but that's the shit that hooks you more. Like, I couldn't tell you my favorite side quest from playing through 70% of The Witcher 3. I couldn't tell you, but I could tell you some of my favorite moments from God of War. I could tell you some of my favorite boss fights from the God of War franchise. So I don't know. And that's a series. That's a series of games that I could play through. I could name you probably Hercules. Hercules was probably my favorite boss fight in any God of War game. So, but I couldn't tell you my favorite side quest in The Witcher 3. I think open world games were just a trend. Gamers have matured and don't have as much time to play 200-hour games. I agree with that. I also think there's fatigue that sets in, though. I think, like, I'm going to be 28 next fucking week. I work 50 hours a week. I don't have time to dedicate, like you said, 200 plus hours to a single game. I don't. I would much rather play shorter, more condensed experiences or play online shit. It's one or the other for me. I can't dabble in all of these gigantic open world games anymore. There's just too much. But I also don't know if it's a sense of maturity. I think it's more so as an adult, you're limited on time and you become more fatigued by some of this shit. Granted, I know people who live and die by gigantic open world games. So I don't know. I think it's a little bit of everything when it comes to why it was a trend, why it's still kind of a trend, and why in the future I think it will be less of a trend. In my opinion, there are plenty more successful linear story-driven games in comparison to open-world games. Most likely to seek successful linear game for successful open-world game. Yes and no. Yes and no. I think up until the advent of about 5 years ago, the majority of what we had as console gamers specifically was linear. Like, maybe you would have a hub world game, like a Jack and Dexter or something like that. Maybe even a Ratchet and Clank. But nothing huge. More successful to an extent just because there were way more of them. You know? If you look at the history in gaming, up until about 5 to 7 years ago, or eight-ish now, gigantic open world games weren't as prevalent. They were all typically PC based because consoles couldn't generate worlds that big. And when you have genres of games that are so computationally extensive, you can't have them in a console. So they're isolated to PC. And you're limiting your consumer base. You're limiting your player base at that point. So up until consoles became powerful enough to actually run these games, like Xbox 360, really, PlayStation 2 to an extent, Xbox 360 for the most part. Yeah, there just wasn't enough of them, and there wasn't enough access to them. But right when they became accessible in pretty much any home imaginable, that's when you see them take off. Honestly, that's when you see them take off. You couldn't have... I gotta pause this fucking music because this is I feel like this is important. The point I'm trying to make is, when did the Xbox 360 release? 2005, right? When did Elder Scrolls Oblivion release date? 2006. So, almost 15 years ago. What other experiences did you have for gigantic open world games before this? You had fucking Morrowind. That's about it. Or you had MMOs. And those were all limited to PC. So, at the advent of this console, basically, this is where you get a system in millions of households that's capable of running gigantic open world games. When you have giant successful systems like the Xbox 360 that are capable of running these games, that's why it took off for me. I genuinely don't think that this just started. When did he say 2000, the years between saw linear? So what changed in the intervening period between 2013 and 2017? This is where I disagree. I don't think that massive open world games really took off in 2013. I think they took off in 2006. I think it started with Oblivion. Like, genuinely, what other games were... Yeah, 2006, 2008. There's no way. This time frame doesn't make sense. I think there was more of an emphasis on linear single-player games for the most part, because at that time, how do you get, as a studio who maybe you only produced games on PC, giant open-world games on PC, as a studio, now you have this new console, this new tool for you to create on. How do you rationalize now creating another giant open-world game for a console that's significantly less powerful than a PC? Maybe that's where that hiccup comes, in that, like, In this article, it's a 10-year period. I disagree. I think it's more of like a 3 to 5 year period. The rise of open world, Fallout 3, Skyrim. I don't think it was Fallout 3 and Skyrim. I think it started with Oblivion. Filling the quantity with actual quality. I agree with that. This I agree with. Personally, I found this busy work started to break my immersion in the world, my empathy with the core cast. Yeah, 100%. When you just put in filler for no reason, it breaks all immersion. You don't like you're no longer like attached to this game at that point. It's oh shit, I guess I just have to go and collect these things. Like this is the reason why I can't play fucking WoW anymore. Because I don't want to log on and do 7 different daily quests to get 5 different fucking currencies to do anything. It's exhausting. It's fucking exhausting. Open world and an open wallet. Yeah, I don't even want to fucking talk about this. Oh my god. Especially single camera, first person, third person action games. XP boosts. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of turnoff when it comes to monetization for these types of games. If you're playing a single player game, you shouldn't have to pay to fucking progress, which was a huge issue with Assassin's Creed Origins. A lot of people were upset that game, you basically had to buy XP boost to progress like 60%, when you're like at the 60% of the way through the campaign, you needed to basically pay for an XP boost to level up so you can go on to the next area. Like, that just turns people off. Who the fuck wants to do that? So linear, so mainstream. Are we due for an influx of smaller linear games again? Yeah, I do. I 100% think so. Phenomenal game that took 67 hours. Uncharted, yes. 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 All of these are good points. These are all good points. Finding the middle ground. There's genuine hope for the future of Horizon we have before us. However, Bethesda is supporting brilliant franchises. And the evil within, and Wolfenstein. Later this month, we will release Detroit Become Human. Oh, yeah, this was 2018. Yeah, I mean, I agree on some parts of this article. I think consumers have just been over-exhausted by the oversaturated nature of open-world games at this point. I do believe to an extent that there is some growth in the video game consumer base when it comes to, like, when you become an adult, you take upon adult responsibilities. And when you have adult responsibilities, you have less time to commit to gigantic open world games. If you're only playing one game a year, yeah, play a Skyrim. Play a No Man's Sky. Play WoW. You know? If you're playing one game a year, play just that game. But if you're playing more than one game, who the fuck wants to put 200 hours into a game and then go play something else? What's up, JB? I do think linear games will make a comeback. I definitely do. Look at what Doom and Doom Eternal are doing. You know, huge, successful first-person shooter campaigns. There's some multiplayer components added to it, but that's not the main focus. The main focus is like raw, fucking tight combat and movement abilities. Those games are both hugely successful. I think we'll see more linear games. I say it all the time. We need to cut the average length of games down from 40 fucking hours to sub 20. Those are the types of games I want to play. Somebody tweeted a couple of months ago, or last year at some point, we need more games that are 40 plus hours. And I'm like, fuck that. No, we don't. We need more games that are like 8 hours, 6. Give me a game that's 6 fucking hours. Give me a game I could sit through and stream in one sitting. That's it. I played The Room over the weekend. It took me 2.5 hours to play through. I had a great time with that. I don't need The Room 2 to be 24 hours long. You know? Just give me something to fucking play. Get this off of my screen. Get these ads out of my face. All right. What is the next one? Also by Reg. Ghost of Tsushima fans help crowdfund repairs to typhoon hit island. So, I have not played Ghost of Tsushima yet. That is on my radar once I start getting through my backlog a little bit more. Sekiro, though, 100%. That's on my upcoming list. A crowdfunding campaign for repairs for the real-life island of Tsushima has concluded with more than 27 million yen, roughly 192,000 euro. Thanks in part to donations from fans. That's fucking awesome. This project will ensure the reconstruction of the Torii Gate at Tsushima's I am not going to be able to pronounce this shit. Watatsumi Shrine, which was destroyed by a typhoon in September of last year. The structure currently lies in pieces, half submerged in water. Oh, that's fucking awful. I didn't know that this even happened. I didn't even know this fucking took place. Crowdfunding began in November via Campfire, a Japanese alternative to Kickstarter. Quickly, the cause was noticed and picked up by fans who have been thanked by the project's founders. Now, restoration of the Torii Gate will be ensured, alongside a fresh stone monument nearby, which will have the list of anyone who donated more than 71 euro. The shrine is scheduled to be finished by August this year. That's fucking awesome. What's up, Pete? That's fucking awesome. I'm glad that I looked at this one last, you know? This is good. This is heartwarming. This reminds me of when Ubisoft used, what was it, Assassin's Creed Unity to help rebuild Big Ben. Was that what it was? Notre Dame. The details of Assassin's Creed games are so good that they could help the city of Paris rebuild the Notre Dame. This is what this reminds me of. When you see video games that are so influential and the fan bases adore so much that they're willing to contribute and give back to these causes. I love this. Ghost of Tsushima fans help crowdfund repairs to Typhoon Hit Island. Good on them. Good on you, fans. I wish I knew about this because I would have donated. Love that. Love to see that. We're coming up on 53 minutes, so I'm probably going to call it there. I don't know if I'm going to continue streaming after this. I might just cut this and edit a little bit and then get in bed early tonight. I don't know. I'm kind of fucking exhausted. But we'll see. Anyway, thank you for tuning in to episode 2 of Paging Dr. Bob. If you would like to participate, join the Discord. All you got to do is send me an article, a short video. It needs to be under 2.5 minutes. Sorry, I can't watch fucking documentaries when I'm doing this. It needs to be a short video, an article, a series of tweets. Tweets work. Doesn't matter. Give me something. Give me something to work with. Join the Discord. Go into the Paging Dr. Bob channel. Throw a topic up there that you want me to discuss with background information. And I will discuss it. I think it's going to be once a week. We got pretty good feedback, got pretty good engagement with this. So I think we'll do it once a week.